Hi. You ever want to draw something that's organic and it's not really symmetrical and you're not sure how to approach it? Well, I've got a technique that I use, and let's check it out today on Bill Paints. So a few nights ago, I was awoken in the middle of the night by this little guy, a Couche's Spadefoot toad. They bleat like meh, meh. It sounds like a sheep or a goat. And yeah, it sounds like a big animal. I go outside and there's this little guy here. He's about 3.5 inches long. And so I walked up to him, caught him in the beam of my flashlight, snapped a few shots with my my iPhone camera, and came back in the studio and sent the images over to my iPad. So, by the way, iPad is a perfect tool for doing any kind of artwork. So, I brought the picture into Procreate, and this is a little technique I found to simplify drawing complex organic shapes. So check it out. So, I mean, you see this guy, he's there's nothing symmetrical about him, especially from this angle. So it's like, okay, how do you draw it so that you can get things proportional and accurate? So this is what I do. Is first, basically create a rectangle around it. Where's the rectangle around this guy? Okay, so it fits pretty much in that rectangle. And then what you do, this is the way you basically grid it off so that you can have some reference points when you start drawing. So I find the halfway point here, which I'd say is probably right around here. And then do the same this way. Maybe I got it off a little. Let me see. Let me go back just a little. It should be just a little further over, maybe right about here. Okay, I do the same thing this way. Find about the halfway point, so right about in here. So that's gridded it up. Now we can do half once again and half once again. So these lines a little smaller. So once again, half, 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 half. Now we have a grid that we can locate stuff on, and it makes it much easier to draw something complex like this. All right, so I set my iPad up. I'm gonna use this paper, Tone Gray Strathmore Mixed Media paper. This stuff works great, especially for gouache. But first, step one is we're gonna draw this guy. So basically what I'm going to do is create that same rectangle. So try to keep the same proportions. So looks like about so. And then cut it in half, just like we did on the iPad. Cut it in half. I'm making these lines fairly light because these are just for reference. They'll be erased for the final illustration. Once again, half and half. Okay. Now we can find some stuff like, look at his leg right here. It's right in this middle line, so I know that his leg comes down right here, right at this spot. And his whole foot and part of his breast here is in this square right here. So it makes it much easier to find that marker. Once again, I'm drawing fairly light because some of these early marks will not remain as you adjust and make adjustments as you go. So there's that leg. And then we see right here, inside this next little rectangle, got that, and looks like part of his belly there. Makes it a little easier. And this next rectangle over, we see his knee here and his foot. So looks like his knee comes right down into this one. Let's see, it looks like right here. And this comes out here. Looks like about halfway into that rectangle. And this comes down here all the way to the bottom. There we go. So we got the halfway point here, right here. So we're looking here, looks like that comes right along in here. And his tail, looks like it's right in this line here, basically. It comes out. So it looks like I didn't draw this one up far enough here. So best tool you can have, eraser. I use it a lot. Okay, so that reference point's there. Coming in here like that, and then looks like this comes around like this. Okay. And looks like this part here comes right through this square, right about like this. And his back leg, it's like it's about right there. So you can see already the shape is, the form is taking shape already, just like that. So we've got our halfway mark here. Let's see, other big features. Looks like right in the middle here, that's where his nose pretty much hits. So there's that right there. And then it looks like it just sort of cuts off. It goes right to this angle here, right in here. And then this kind of comes down. So that's that. And then the eye, looks like it's right in this square here, right around the top of it. So let's say something like that. Big bulge. Okay, and the second eye looks like it starts right about here in this line, and it sticks up there. So let's see, I'd say it's about like that into that square there. See, it's coming across, takes the middle part of that rectangle. Get this here. Looks like this ties in here, and then looks like the eyeball. It's kind of hard to see, it's in the shadow here. It's like that. And this is kind of indistinct, hard to see a distinct line here. And we've got this here. And let's see, let's go back to this eye here. So I've got these ellipses here. If you get the right angle, remember it's a circle, but it's tilted away from you. So you need to put it right at the right angle. And that looks pretty good. So looks like his mouth is coming in here, and then we got some little dark areas. And it's looking pretty good. So you saw how fast I did that. And I was able to draw it that fast because of this grid. So let's turn the grid off here, just so we can see what it looks like. So there we have it. So let's see. Looks like this is a little bigger through here, perhaps. It's kind of bulgy. And then sometimes I'll indicate a little bit of the shadow area. Like here, here's a cast shadow here. Well, now that we have all these landmarks done, shadow's coming up here, and looks like it's coming here. It's going pretty much off the page here. So we don't need these lines anymore. we're going to take these off. Let's see, is there anything else I need to know from this? Not really. So let's get rid of all these lines. They have served their purpose, and they are going away. Like I said, your eraser, one of your best tools. Alright, we don't have to get every bit of this because we're going to paint over it. This is going to be a gouache painting. Acrylic gouache painting, I should say. So let's see, got a little bit of shading in here. This is shaded. Let's see, you know what? I think this sticks out a little further here. So you can make adjustments as you go. This is this. Looks like this. So this was kind of a complex thing to draw, and having that grid really simplified it. Oh, here's a big cast shadow right here. So this is all from my flashlight beam the other night. All right, so there we have it. It is a quick drawing of a toad. So part 2 will be gouache.